XENITES, we bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day.
What are
Here
you doing?
is a podcast for Xena Warrior Princess Altered States.
Yes.
Okay, I'm done with the script now. What up, XENITES?
What the hell was that?
It was actually taken from a little book called, the Bible. That's what the angels said to the shepherds guiding their flocks in the fields when they appeared to them. I thought that it was fitting since we're covering an episode today that's got a Bible story in it.
Yeah.
That we start off with But I guess I thought wrong. So we'll just go back to normal. What up, XENITES?
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Proceed.
The Babbling Bards are not written anywhere in the Bible.
No.
So I can't proceed.
Okay.
We're non-existent. Welcome to the Babbling Bards podcast.
A podcast made by XENITES.
For XENITES.
I'm Liliana.
I'm Trista. And today we're dealing with Altered States.
Altered States.
The episode in which no unrelenting or severely punishing deities were harmed during the production of this motion picture.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Uh-huh.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
It
originally aired when?
Original air date, April 22nd, 1996.
We're getting closer to me hitting the 10-year-old mark. I'm still not there yet.
Yeah.
We got a couple of familiar faces in this episode.
Uh-huh.
We have Carl Urban, who we've talked about before as one of the trick head actors in
Caesar.
the Xen... Huh?
Caesar.
Yes. Carl Urban's one of the trick head actors in the Xenoverse. He played Caesar. He played, of course, Male in this episode. He played Cupid, and he also played Kor.
Uh-huh.
And then we also have David Delator, who plays Icus in this episode. And he also plays the angel Leif in Fallen Angel, who's Gabrielle's guardian angel. He's the one that drops her.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that was him.
He's the one that's kicking
okay.
himself in the butt because he dropped her into the pits of hell.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that was
He's a
him.
little taller.
Yeah.
A
little bit.
A little grown up.
Yeah.
But yeah, same kid. This one's our second biblical reference. It's aligned with the story of Abraham and Isaac. Liliana knows.
I know. What do I know?
I grew up in a Pentecostal family.
Oh. Yeah, I know that.
My dad's a pastor. And you know what they say about those pastors' kids. Yeah. So
what do they say?
They say you gotta watch the pastor's kids. Those are the problem children, let me tell you. I could tell you stories that would chill the blood in your veins. So growing up in the church, and I'm sure you learned about this stuff in Sunday school when you were little, because Catholics have Sunday school, yeah?
I mean, I went to, catechism, but I don't remember any of that.
They didn't teach Xena and Gabrielle in catechism?
No, maybe I would have remembered if they did.
You might would have. Maybe. So essentially the basis of the Bible story, just so you guys can see the parallel, God's testing Abraham's faith. So Abraham, in the meantime, has philandered with Sarah, not Sarah. I don't remember her name. It's not important. Sarah was Abraham's wife. Abraham was 100 years old. Sarah was 99 when Isaac was born.
Jeez.
Yeah, 4 years beforehand, Sarah was barren, so she tells Abraham, hey, go to your handmaiden, you two copulate and be fruitful and multiply. Well, Abraham and the handmaiden, who was, their servant, they conceived a baby, named the baby Ishmael. Ishmael grew up resenting Isaac, who was the child that was promised to Abraham and Sarah in the Bible from God. So at the age of 99, Sarah gives birth to this baby boy named Isaac. Fast forward 8 years later, when Abraham is 108, God realizes, hey, this dude loves his kid more than he loves me. Let's go test that faith. Makes Abraham take his kid up on the mountaintop to sacrifice him with a knife. As the Bible story goes, the angel of mercy stopped him right before he was gonna slit the kid's throat and says, hey, okay, your faith's enough. That's good. So, but the whole idea behind that in the Bible is because God wanted Abraham to know what it was going to feel like when he had to watch Jesus walk up the hill to be crucified, because that was his only son, and this, that, and the other. So, there's you guys a little bit of a background story. Just a little bit.
And that's...
Hagar!
Huh?
Her name was Hagar.
Oh, like,
that was the handmaid's name. I couldn't remember. It would have driven me crazy. So anyway, we open. And we've got Icus and his mother running around in a frenzy. And Icus is like, no, that's not true, that's not true. And his mom tells him, look, I heard it. He told me himself. He's gonna sacrifice you, dude. And Icus is like, well, how long do I have to be gone?
Until it's safe.
Mm-hmm. So, kid takes off.
Okay.
And then, go ahead. Break it down, Liliana.
And then we come to, you know, this, what do we call this? It's not a lake.
It's a pond.
This pond. That's a big pond. Where Xena and
Stream.
Gabrielle are fishing. Where Xena's teaching her to fish. Is that really what they're doing? Come on. You're the subtext one. Go for it.
So I'm going to point something out. Okay? Let's think all the way back to Cradle of Hope.
Okay.
All the way back.
Uh-huh.
You there? You with me?
I think, yeah.
Okay. The beginning scene that we see Xena and Gabrielle. Gabrielle asks Xena how she slept. Xena says, like a rock.
Uh-huh. On a rock, yeah.
Gabrielle says she feels like she slept on a rock.
On a rock.
So Xena tells Gabrielle, hey, reach under this rock. Wink, wink.
Uh-huh.
You've been wanting to do this for ages. Just reach under this rock and, yeah, and give it your best shot. Now, we talked in the last couple of the last few episodes, or last few podcasts, that these last few episodes have been one giant arc leading up to the relationship between Xena and Gabrielle. So this is the final one in the arc. Not that arc, but
no,
the arc.
That was a couple episodes ago.
Yeah. So we've got the two of them that are expressing a closeness that we have yet to have seen on screen. They're clearly comfortable enough that they're bathing together nude in the lake and this and that, and now they're naked fishing together. I have a feeling that Gabrielle's going after something that smells like tuna, but it's not exactly the fish. So, I don't know. Liliana is the, prettiest shade of red right now.
No.
So, anyway, our leading ladies are giggling and having a grand old time.
Uh-huh.
And then they see this tiny human go running by the pond. I mean, he's like hoofing it.
And then you got these...
We see these dudes running after him.
Chasing him, yeah. And Xena pretty much grabs him, pulls him under the water.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
She doesn't grab him and put him under the water.
She grabs him. Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah.
Did I miss that?
I think so, yeah.
No.
She, reaches and grabs him. And, yeah.
She doesn't grab him.
She does. You want to go back and rewatch that part?
I kind of do.
Okay, let's do that.
Because it's like,
we'll pause it.
No. Because don't you remember? It's when she pops up out of the water, he hasn't seen her. She's still naked.
No, it's before that.
I know, but did you not notice the look of surprise and or horror on his face? Well, probably not horror. He was like, an 11-year-old kid.
12. And
he was a boy.
But yeah, no.
No! Okay, so apparently I missed her yanking him into the water.
I told you.
Uh-huh. I hear you. I'm sorry. I will never doubt you ever again no more. No, I always just thought that, because he fell, I just thought that he kind of,
fell into the water?
I did.
No.
Because you see him so close to the edge, underwater, bubbling. It's like, because my frame of thinking, if Xena had pulled him in, she would have pulled him in further than that.
Uh-huh.
Because he still looks, when she comes up out of the water, stark raving naked.
Well, yeah, because all he saw was an arm reach out and pull him in.
Honey.
Yes.
That close to the shore, he saw more than an arm.
But all you see is the arm.
Yeah, but that's not all he saw. We're not in his field of vision.
He didn't see anything else, because, it's not in the script.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair.
That's what you would say.
So, as Liliana points out, Xena yanked him into the water.
Uh-huh.
And she gets out of the water when the thugs come up. And she's going to fight them. And she fights them
With fish.
with fish.
Now, you would think that getting smacked with fish, the fish would just like, bust apart and
Why?
stuff. Because if you hit them with enough force on something, they're gonna.
But it was
bust apart.
catfish.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever caught a catfish?
No.
Catfish are crazy tough.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay.
And they taste like mud when you cook.
I don't know. I've never had catfish.
Catfish fishing is rampant in Georgia.
Okay.
It is. So is the canoodling.
What?
Canoodling?
Canoodling.
Yeah, what Xena does when she wiggles her fingers under the rock and then lets them grab onto her hand.
Yeah.
They do that.
Because they think your fingers are like worms or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Canoodling.
Canoodling.
Hey, you. Let's go canoodling?
No.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Anyways.
It's
Okay.
almost time to get the children.
It is. Okay.
Alright. So, she's beating the crap out of them with fish. There's another episode where she fights with fish.
Yeah.
What is that? Come
Uh,
on.
Oh my god, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Lillian always pop quizzes me before we do these things. So now I'm getting even.
I know what it is, but I can't think of the name. I don't know. Help me out. I can't think of the name.
The quill is
The
mightier.
Quill is mightier. There we go. Yes, that one.
Xena fights with fish.
I knew which one it was. I just couldn't think of the name.
There's also, in this fighting sequence, there's a pretty iconic scene where you see Lucy Lawless punch straight into the camera.
Oh, uh-huh.
Do you know how those scenes are filmed?
How?
Because I learned this watching one of the behind the scenes. I think you were in the shower one night. I was watching a Xena behind the scenes.
You've been watching without me?
Yes. That's okay. You've been watching Xena longer.
Okay.
So I gotta one-up you.
Okay.
You built your street cred before I did. So, when there's a shot and her fist comes straight towards the camera,
Uh-huh.
it actually is a reverse shot.
Ah.
So it's kind of cool.
Okay.
She starts, Lucy Lawless puts her fist up at the camera,
That's a camera and goes
at the
back.
camera lens, and she goes backwards and she does like various faces, and then they choose the shot that they like best. Then they speed it up and play it backwards.
Ah.
That's how they capture her punching the camera.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I thought that was neat. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, I learned something.
Me too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anywho, so she kicks the crap out of the guys.
Right.
They go running off to Male. Well, actually, Male
Male's
pops
there.
in. He's like, that's enough! And how does she jump into that leather outfit that quick?
I don't know. You would think with, leather and you being all wet, it's going to take a while to get that on.
Right?
I mean, like 2 seconds, boom. She's fully clothed.
What if it was magic water? Like, what if they found the water that they make Slim Fast out of?
Maybe.
I mean, like, what if that happened?
Okay. I
Oh
don't
my
think
God. We
so.
gotta find that pond. Okay.
Well, we'll go look for it when we go to New Zealand.
Yay, guys! New Zealand! NZ for the win!
Yay! Woo! Alrighty.
Okay. Sorry, I got really excited.
I know.
So, Xena clearly has bigger balls than Male does. She tells him, he's not going anywhere with you.
Yeah.
We keeping him.
Because, the fenceless boy kind of makes it her business, because it's her maternal instinct.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess after Male's gone, Xena and Gabrielle are trying to find out
What's going on?
Yeah, like, what kind of person would sacrifice a child? And he says, my father. Well, it's like, something's not right somewhere.
Yeah.
So, then...
But he's saying that, his father's a good man.
Yeah.
He just wants to sacrifice him.
He's like, I know how it sounds, but...
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's always taking care of me when I was sick. He'd never leave.
And then Xena asks, well, why did he send that thug after you? And he's like, thug? Hey, that's my brother. Oh, okay.
Gabrielle's like, nice family.
Yeah. And then he goes on to talk about how their faith is really strong and yeah.
And this is I mentioned something in the podcast when we did Royal Couple of Thieves.
Uh-huh.
This this episode for some reason strikes me as funny because we have Xena acting like she's never heard of the theory about having one god before.
Uh-huh.
When the people that travel with the Ark, that she said, they're friends of hers, they nursed her back to health when she was injured, that were monotheistic. I mean, they only believed in the one god, and it's the same god.
Maybe they didn't mention it to her.
Maybe not, but they still would have, the symbols that were on the post around the altar, they still would have carried those. In fact, if you look in Royal Couple of Thieves, there's somebody that has a staff with that same symbol on top of it. So you gotta... I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, and Xena's a warrior. So, first and foremost, she would, once she was able to think and form a sentence, even if she was injured, she'd be like, whose banner are you flying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know whether to call that a continuity mistake.
I don't know.
So all three of them are chatting.
Mm-hmm.
And Xena rushes on.
She finds a cave that she used to use in her warrior days.
Uh-huh.
That her men would hide out in.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells, Gabrielle and Icus to...
Well, it was her wounded men.
Yeah. She has them hang out there until she can go talk to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Find out what's going on.
And then we get to meet his dad.
Yeah.
There's a confrontation between Antius and Mael, where, Antius is like, you don't have him? And he's coming at it from concerned father, like, what's happened to my son? And Mael's talking about, we'll get him back. And Mael, you can see, is very much so. He's the forceful one. He thinks that peace is over, brutality wins. And I can't remember what he says about God. Because Antius says to...
No, that there's only one supreme deity.
No, I don't remember what... Oh my god. Oh, because Antius says to follow a path of peace is new. We teach by example, not by force. Mm-hmm. And Mael says, but when the truth can help so many, surely we're honor bound to spread it in the most aggressive way we can. And then Xena says one that includes killing children. And then, Then Xena realizes that Antius is sick.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't know what at this point.
Yeah, Mael is pretty much, my father's health is none of your concern.
Mm-hmm. But
they just he just wants her to hand over Icus. And Antius is, like, oh, you have Icus?
Mm-hmm.
Is he safe? And she's pretty much like, until this is all sorted out, he's staying with me.
Yeah.
Not how she said it.
Well,
but...
she tells him that he's confused.
Yeah.
Because he asks how Icus is, and she's like, he's confused.
Well, yeah, because,
He doesn't know how you can love him one minute, and the next minute you want to kill him.
Right? And he doesn't want to kill him. He just got this voice telling him that, hey, you got to do this.
Mm-hmm. And Xena's like, this all-powerful deity wants you to kill an innocent kid, an innocent boy.
Yeah.
And Mael pops out with, our Holy One's not, what does he say? Our Holy One's not accountable to non-believers. Right?
Yeah, something like that.
Not accountable to anyone, let alone non-believers.
Yeah. At first, Xena was all like, to which god? And then she starts,
It's like Ares or Zeus.
And then, it's just, there's only one supreme deity.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like, uh-huh.
She's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a different take on God, too, I guess, when you look at it. Because when you look at monotheistic versus polytheistic, the main difference in the two is the people that believe one God believe that there is one omnipotent, omniscient being that controls everything, right?
Okay.
You're polytheistic, who these guys in altered states refer to as pagans. They're like, they basically teach that the gods have limits on them. They do teach there's one supreme. Zeus would be your CEO, your god CEO, and then everybody else under him. But they teach that they each have limits. One can't do something without the other one. That's like Zeus. Zeus would never be able to heal someone without Athena's blessing.
Right.
Same way with Ares, Hera, whomever. King and queen of gods or not, because they have this failsafe to keep it from tyranny.
Right.
For that exact reason. But I guess that all depends on how you look at the religious deities of the time.
Yeah.
Because you have to look at, too, any person, even back in the day, man, that believes in any deity at all, they do it by faith. Because, like, Xena's like, you can't see or hear this god that's commanding you to kill your son. Mm-hmm. And you gotta remember, too, that the gods, plural,
Yeah.
they didn't just appear to anybody and everybody.
No.
At least the way it's portrayed in Xena, they appeared to people if they took an interest in them specifically. So, probably 97% of people back in those times, it was still faith. Believing in the gods or the goddesses was still faith, just as much as it is to believe in one god.
Yeah.
Anywho.
And then we have Male, who just, wants her dead. And,
pretty much.
Him and his
band of merry men.
Merry men. And he goes on, goes on this rant about how she's an abomination. And
it's because she sleeps with a woman. Isn't that what we hear all the time?
And, she's an affront to God, and she's unnatural because, a woman with the strength of 10 men out in the world alone.
And her gods are and she's as primitive as her gods.
Yeah, a woman whose gods are as primitive as she is.
And then you have several ad-libs from the crowd. Yeah, Xena must die. Yeah. And then I think there were a couple that were omitted from the shooting script. There was like, kill the pagan bitch. And,
oh, yeah.
And a couple other ones. It's like, woo!
Yeah, there were.
Because that's what you hear from the Christian people.
Alright, now we're back into the cave.
Yeah. Gabrielle's barding.
Doing her bard thing, telling her story, and Icus is just oblivious to it.
He's walking around, he's pacing because he's worried.
Well, yeah. He's not even paying attention. He's not like, oh no, you tell a good story. But his mind's elsewhere.
And so is Gabrielle's. Gabrielle's hoping Xena comes back with food.
Yeah.
She's hungry.
Well, he has food. He's got what? Nut bread?
He has apples and cheese and pears. And is
nut
this
bread.
nut bread?
Yes. Because she hasn't had that since
the
she
last
was home.
episode. Hasn't had it since she was home.
So, yeah. So she has her nut bread.
Yeah, she does.
And then we have his mom.
Zora. Her name is Zora.
Her name is Zora?
I had a connection with her because the Zoras from Legend of Zelda.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So she's at this looks like an abandoned temple to Hestia.
It's an abandoned altar.
Altar. That's what I meant. Altar. To Hestia.
Yes.
Goddess of hearth.
And home.
So she's like praying, that Icus is safe and all that. And then Xena comes up.
Icus is safe.
Don't worry, he's safe. He's with me. No problem. No problems. No problems.
This is what Liliana was pop quizzing me about.
What?
Was the Statue of Hestia.
Oh, yes. What other episodes does the Statue of Hestia appear in? Go for it.
I told her, I said, Fistful of Dinars.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
A Day in the Life.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And Blind Faith.
And this one.
And Altered States.
Yeah. Took you a while to get Blind Faith. I think I actually had to say it.
It did. You know why?
Why?
Because they don't call it the Statue of Hestia in Blind Faith.
No.
They show one shot of it in town, and it's actually shown again in an interior shot when they go into the palace, and all the busts of Renee O'Connor lookalikes are in there. It's in there as well, so yeah.
Yeah. So it makes a few appearances in different episodes.
Yeah. It's also used in the Temple of Nemesis. Just saying.
Is it?
Yeah.
You'll
see it. I'll show it to you when we watch the episode.
I'm sure I'll be like, oh yeah, there it is. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we have a kind of like a heart-to-heart moment between Xena and Zora. Jeez, try saying that 6 times fast. And Xena asks her, because she says to Xena, how did you know where I was? Xena said, well, where else would a mother that's worried about her son go?
Right.
Except to the altar for the goddess of hearth and home. To pray for the safety of her son.
Right.
And Zora says, well, if Antaeus knew I'd broken with his god and went back to the old ones, it'd kill him.
Yep.
So we have a household divided at this point. We've got one that's a believer in the one god, and then a believer in the old ways.
Yeah. Well, Xena's pretty much, how can you believe in a god that
wants to kill
Dude
your
who needs
children.
to murder children. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeez.
And she goes on to explain, well, he hasn't before. He never has before.
Yeah.
And he says, it was 2 months ago that God told Antiochus
to break with tradition and
make Icus the next leader.
Instead of the oldest son, which is male.
Right. And if you studied, biblical scripture at all, that goes against everything. Because birthright, back in those days, always fell to the firstborn son. Yeah. Always. The story of Abraham and Isaac, because Isaac got the inheritance and Ishmael didn't. In the Bible, that was the first time that covenant of things being passed down to the firstborn was broken. Yeah. And that's why it was so weird to her. It's because it should have gone to the firstborn.
Yeah. And then, so then Xena tells her that she's gonna go talk to Antiochus. And the mother, Zora?
Zora.
She's all like...
Here, take him nut bread.
Yeah, take him some nut bread. Male had this specially made. And then Xena's like, oh, Male had this made? And so she, takes a whiff of it. And she knows something's up. She knows it's been drugged.
And Zora's talking to her, and then when she turns around, Xena's gone.
Yeah. She go poof.
And then she gets to the cave.
And Gabrielle's laying on the floor dead.
She's not dead. That's at least another season.
Well, she thinks she is. I mean, she doesn't know, because she's just laying there.
It's actually not another season, it's this season. But oh well.
Yeah. She's not dead. She's just drugged. She be a little loopy. Woo-hoo.
Wake up, and Gabrielle's like, oh.
I can't see.
And when she does see Xena in one eye, she gets, this grin on her face, hey.
Oh, great. I just can't see. But try using both eyes. Oh, yeah, that's better.
She's like, can you stand?
You mean I'm not?
and then here's our subtext part.
By the gods, you are beautiful. Look at the way.
That was it. You stole my thunder. He was like, and you're drugged.
You're drugged.
With henbane, which was an actual drug. That's what, according to Greek mythology, they used for the oracles to go into a state of hallucination.
Yeah. Well, Icus is not there now.
And Gabrielle's very broken that Icus is not there.
I've lost Icus. It's funny because she starts whistling, "Here, Icus!" Like she's calling a dog or something. Mm-hmm. And then she starts, "I've lost Icus." Yeah. And
then they had the funny thing about the nut bread. Xena's telling her that, the nut bread had something in it. Uh-huh. And she said, by the way, how much nut bread did Icus eat? And Gabrielle's like, none. I really wanted to share, but it was too good. He said he wasn't hungry, and the next thing I know, it was gone. Gone. Icus! And then she starts crying all over again.
Well, Xena says, well, he probably just got worried and went to
his mother.
Yeah, went to go get his mom for help.
Because she's his only ally besides the two of them.
Right. But Gabrielle's all, ready to go with her.
And she's like, let's go. No. All of you, follow me.
Xena's like, what?
She was like, hold it.
Yep. Eddie's. Tells everybody to stop.
Yeah.
Everybody that's not there.
Xena's like, I got a better idea. Uh-huh. I'll get Icus and you and the others.
Yeah.
Try to
work on our song.
Yes. Then she, between you and me, the altos are slightly flat.
Yeah, perfect. So she tells Gabrielle, okay, don't let anyone leave the cave.
Don't let anyone.
She'll make myself clear, and Gabrielle's like,
oh no, you're a little fuzzy around the edges, but keep working on it.
Yeah. And then she starts going off at her imaginary people that are there. Mm-hmm. About the tenors and the sopranos.
You tenors, get away from sopranos.
Yeah.
Hey, you're standing like a stone. Relax. I like Stone Gabrielle.
She's funny. She's funny. So then we go to Icus,
who has gone to get his mom.
Has gone to his mom. Hurry! I think she's really sick. And then he goes out to grab something. And then one of the guards.
She sends him to get bitterwort.
Bitterwort.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hyanthus, maybe?
I
don't remember.
Something
She
like that.
calls Hyanthus after him or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But the guards have already grabbed him.
He's been grabbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they scuffle with her, throw her to the ground, and he's like, "No, I'll go with you, just leave her alone."
Don't hurt her. Yeah.
And then Xena sneaks in. And she sneaks in. The guard tells Zora not to give him any trouble.
Yeah.
Xena sneaks in, grabs him by the pressure point between
right.
his neck and his shoulder.
Right.
They're like, that looks painful. You should see a doctor about that.
And we have Gabrielle. What was being a conductor?
Yeah. And the rocks have very nice voices.
Right? They do. She's doing a good job.
She is. For Renee O'Connor to be a little tone deaf, she can conduct well.
Yeah.
And
Then
then
we have Antius, who's begging because he doesn't want to kill his son.
right, he's up on the mountain begging God to spare Icus.
And then we got the group of men
The
who are
zealots.
bringing Icus to him, right?
Mhm.
And then, Xena does her little magic trick and scoops him away. Distracts them. How did she distract him? She, threw a rock or something? No, I don't remember. But she distracts them while she, lifts Icus up.
She lassos him.
Yeah. Lasso, and boop, pops him up.
Yep.
And then they're like, oh my god, he's gone!
And then Gabrielle's very happy with the percussion that she's getting from her rock band. You see what I did there? And then
Uh-huh.
this is where we get to play what Trista learned from How I Met Your Mother,
Okay.
the TV show.
Yes.
So the next scene you have Antius that's a good ways away from where Mael's standing on the mountain.
Uh-huh.
And he's facing away from Mael. He's at the altar.
Yeah.
And he's praying.
Right.
He's not praying very loudly.
No.
But Mael hears
But he hears him.
everything he's saying.
Yeah. He's got very good hearing.
No. This is what I learned from How I Met Your Mother.
Okay. Go for it.
So, in engineering, they teach you that one of the things that you learn is in any room there's always one spot that you can stand and it sounds just like the person standing right next to you talking. And if you look at the line, it's your convex line, which is where they say your sound travels perfectly clear. That is the only possible explanation why Mael would be able to hear Antius.
Oh, yeah. If that's true, then yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mael gets on his big, what do you
Loud talking thing.
loud talking thing.
Megaphone.
You know,
His homemade megaphone.
how dare you deny me anything? He's pissed.
Yep.
But yeah, so he pretty much tells him, you better sacrifice your son, or I'm gonna, turn my back on you, or turn my face upon you, or what? Something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll turn my face.
Turn my face on you and your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forever!
Forever.
Dun, dun, dun. And then Icus and Xena come up. They see Antius.
Uh-huh.
And Icus is worried about his dad.
Yeah.
And then Antius tells Xena, or Antius asks Xena if she heard it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unlike you, I don't believe everything I hear.
Don't believe everything, right?
we
we got Gabrielle going off at the rocks again.
What did you say? I asked him. What did you say?
Oh,
What I
okay.
thought. Thank you.
Gotta go.
You stay here.
You stay here.
And the rock. We get our first little... Because we got talking lice later.
Yeah.
Now we have talking rocks. The rock's like, oh. Just like this little... You gotta really listen for it. But the rock talks back to Gabrielle.
Yeah. Must be in her mind.
Maybe. But she's already off screen by the way it says something.
So,
By the
yeah.
time it says something.
She's gone. After Xena told her to stay put. But, the rocks told her something.
Yeah.
So, she's gotta go.
Apparently.
Listen to the rocks, Gabrielle.
Yeah, that's right. Listen to the rocks, Gabrielle. Listen to the rocks. Then we cut Xena and Antius, who were having a chat.
Uh-huh.
And Antius, tells Xena, he's like, you don't think very much of us, do you?
Yeah, I don't think much of your god.
Yeah. She's like, and the way she looked, she's like, I don't have a problem with you
Yeah.
as people. It's your god I have an
Any
issue
god,
with.
or any god who would, want to kill a child.
Right. And at this point, we don't know why Xena's got a soft spot for kids. We don't find that out until next season.
Yeah.
Which we all know.
Yes.
Because Solon, But we don't know that yet, so, you guys have to play dumb for a few more episodes. Okay? Great.
I think they already know that.
I know. Shh.
Except for the newcomers.
Except
We're
for
just
the
like
newcomers.
spoiling it for them.
The show's been off the air for 22 years.
Yes, but there's new people that have started watching.
I know.
I mean, we've gotten like messages from a couple of them.
Yeah, we actually got a new follower on, or not follower, I guess a new like on Facebook.
Yeah. Facebook or Twitter?
No, it was Facebook.
It was Facebook. Yeah.
It's been a few days.
Yeah.
Actually, probably closer to a week now. But she was like, "Hey, I just found this series. I just watched it through," and she's actually she found the podcast. So as her time's permitting, she's going back and rewatching.
She's listening to the
podcast.
Yeah, she's listening to the podcast and rewatching it.
And like catching the stuff that we point out, which is really cool.
So she's like all excited about that.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yay.
And we're excited that she's excited because that makes us feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's cool.
Which, I mean, we don't want to spoil anything, but at the same time, if you're going to listen to a Xena podcast and it's an episode that you haven't seen yet,
yeah.
I mean, it's been off the air for 22 years.
It's kind of hard not to do spoilers.
It is, especially with the way that we do things, because I'm horrible about connecting things together.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's an issue with me.
But
I know I have a problem.
No. It's okay.
So, anywho.
So, I mean, Xena pretty much tells Antaeus that he can stop it, because, he's the leader there, and he doesn't have to do that. But he's like, well, you're asking me to deny my god, which he can't do that.
Sure he can.
People
have been doing that for centuries.
Oh, I know. Xena's just pretty much, I'm asking you to, not kill your kid.
I'm asking you to spare your son.
Yeah.
And, he's like, and then teach him what?
Yeah.
What's
that going to teach him?
That faith's only good if it's not hard?
Yeah.
And she tells him, I'll stop you. And he says, I know you'll try. And then we cut to everybody inside the house except for Gabrielle, who comes banging on the door. And you don't know me. I'm looking for a woman named Xena, warrior princess. Now this changed too from the original script. Because in the original script, when Xena yanks Gabrielle into the house, she pins her against the door. With her body. They threw that out because two main texts.
Yeah.
But
what are you doing here? I told you to wait for me at the cave.
Then this rock told me I had to come find you.
Because, the rock spoke to her.
Yeah, but his voice was a little gravelly. She understood.
She understood him. But then,
because he was like, see, even she's hearing voices.
Yeah, because she ate the
henbane.
The henbane that was in the nut bread.
Henbane.
What?
Henbane.
Henbane.
Bane.
That was in the nut bread.
Yes.
Henbane.
Bane.
Bane.
You said henbang.
Henbang.
It was funny. It was adorable.
Okay. Anyways, so.
And then Icus goes to run out. And Xena's like, dude, what's wrong?
Oh yeah, because he noticed
he
looked out the window.
And the rest of the zealots
are coming, so he runs out.
She's like, what's wrong? And he's like, you! It's God's command that I should die?
Yeah.
And you won't let me! How inconsiderate, jeez.
But then Xena realizes that, hey, something's wrong. So she runs back in to the house, and Male has drugged Gabrielle.
He hasn't drugged her.
No, drugged Gabrielle. She's already drugged. I say he has drugged Gabrielle, not he has drugged her.
Oh, okay. I'm with you.
He's holding drugged up Gabrielle. Is that better?
Drug the adjective, not drug. Okay.
Yes.
Not drug the verb. I'm with you. Okay. I'm sorry.
You were like, huh?
I was very confused. I'm like, he didn't drug her. They didn't have syringes back then.
No, she's already drugged.
Yeah. And she's all like grinning when Xena comes in, like, hey. And it strikes me as funny that Mael picks the one person out of the group to threaten Xena with. Because he tells Xena, he's like, you take another step and she dies.
Uh-huh.
So, Like, how the hell did he know that she meant enough to Xena that it would sting if something happened to her?
Well, because they were both in, the pond naked together.
Mael didn't know that. Gabrielle was off screen when Mael came by.
But Gabrielle was right there kicking butt, too.
Yeah.
So, he must have saw her.
He may have, I don't know.
Because he did make that when he was...
But he wasn't there when they were naked.
But when he was talking to the group of merry men, going off about Xena, he made, like, the comment about her scrawny...
Companion, that's right.
Or something
her
like that.
Scrawny little companion.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Gabrielle's just like, he was just outside. Oh,
jeez.
And then Xena's bargaining because, he has Gabrielle.
Right.
Mael takes Icus and his father, and Xena's like, look, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
So they throw him down the well.
They throw him down the well. Xena first. She falls, catches onto...
To the rope.
To the rope, and then here comes Gabrielle. She grabs her.
Mm-hmm. And Gabrielle's like, don't let go. And Xena's like, don't let go of my hand.
Right? And then you have Icus and...
Antius.
Antius, walking...
Come on, Father. God's waiting.
Towards the altar.
God is waiting.
Is it altar?
Yes.
Altar. Okay.
Right?
Yes.
God is waiting.
Yeah.
Finish him. I'm sorry.
All I had was, ready, fight, in my head when you said that.
And we go back to the well, and Xena's like, go ahead, climb up my body. And then we have Gabrielle climbing Xena's body. Her hands are going in very suggestive places, which is another callback to subtext. That's something that people always point out. They don't look at the fact that it's a life or death situation.
Right.
She just needs to get to the breastplate, guys. She needs something solid to hold on to. That has a grip.
Yeah, and this is where you get Lucy's ad-lib in here, where she says, no, love
like, did I hurt you? No,
love in every moment of it.
Oh, we should totally do like an auto-tune song with that. No, love in every moment of it. We could do that.
Okay.
Coming
up next on another special edition of the Babbling Bards podcast.
Maybe we do too many special editions. Did you ever think about that? Look, it's Joxer the cat.
It's only done like...
Hey, Joxer.
Hey, kitty. Okay, curl up. Take your nap. Go ahead. Anyways.
Okay.
All right.
And Gabrielle tells her that she feels like her head's been kicked by a centaur.
Yeah.
That's good because it means the henbane's wearing off.
Yeah.
And she's like, huh?
Yeah.
Long story. If we fall, I'll tell you on the way down. That is a clever comeback. If we fall, I'll tell you on the way down. I like that. Just saying.
Yeah. And then we're back at Icus and Antius.
And Icus is laying like severe guilt trip on Daddy. He's like, I can't let others die for me, not when my death's part of God's plan.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
No. It's all right.
And then we flash back to the well, and the beam going across the top is breaking.
Yeah. It broke a few times.
Yeah.
Because every time we flash back to it, it breaks again.
But this time, Gabrielle's like, Xena!
Oh! It's gonna break. Uh-oh.
And then we go back to, our Antius and Icus, and Antius has told Icus, he's like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And Mael starts beating on the tin and the chain and this and that. And then we cut back to the well, and Gabrielle's stomach's not feeling so hot.
No.
And they're like, don't even think about it.
Yeah, we're almost there. No puking on me until we get out of here.
Right? And then we go back to Icus is now laid on the altar. He tells his daddy loves him, and then Mael/God.
Yeah, is on his big, loud, talking thing.
His megaphone. His homemade megaphone.
There. Pretty much telling him, that he's got to obey him, because he's his one true God.
I should come first in your heart. You love Icus more. You always have.
And then you get, the shot of Antius when he says that. He gets kind of a look on his face, when he says that you always loved him more. Didn't you notice that?
Yeah.
Got kind of a look on his face,
when he says, you always have.
Yeah.
But that's when you get, Carl Urban's voice. You don't get the voice of God that Mael's putting out. You get Mael's voice. I think that's why that reaction's there.
Yeah. But
And then Xena pops on, tell him to stop.
tell him to let him go.
And then Male yells, kill him.
He yells out, kill him, and he throws the big megaphone loud talking thingy.
And then Xena tells Gabrielle to get it.
Yeah, she runs off to go retrieve it. And then
we've got the confrontation between Male and Xena.
Mm-hmm.
And Xena's like, killing Icus isn't the will of any god, it's your idea.
Yeah.
And he calls her a pagan non-believer.
Yeah.
And then she's, they're facing off. She's trying to cross the rope bridge.
Trying to cross that.
He cuts one side. She's still trying to cross. He goes to cut the other side and misses. Loses his balance.
Yeah.
She jumps up to get to the other side.
Flips over. He's right there hanging on by one hand. And she's like, give me your hand, trying to help him. And he turns suicidal.
Let God's will be done. And then he just falls.
Okay. He went down laughing, though.
He did.
Well,
He went with a smile on his face.
He was happy about it.
And then we have the voice of God telling Antaeus to let his son live.
Yeah, that his faith is enough. And then, of course, they're all, hugs and happy, and he gets to live.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then they're leaving. Xena and Gabrielle are leaving.
Uh-huh.
And Xena tells them to take care, and Gabrielle's got, a massive headache. And she tells Xena, what is it she says about, I don't think they heard you on Mount Olympus.
Yeah. Unless, of course, they're trying to convert to the one true God.
You think you can talk any louder? I don't think they heard you on Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to convert to the one true God, yeah.
And
And then Xena's like, one God.
yeah.
It's a pretty interesting theory.
And then,
And Xena's like, how's the head? And she taps it, and Gabrielle punches her.
yeah.
In the stomach.
All right, here you got, kind of a different Xena right here, where she's all playful and goofing around with Gabrielle, which,
You didn't have
don't see.
earlier in the series.
you don't usually see. So, and then she says, because at this point she thinks that Gabrielle, got a hold of the megaphone thing and is the one that's, yelled out to Antaeus to stop.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
No.
Because she says, no.
She's like, you did pretty good with the voice, but your timing's off.
Yeah. Because she's all like, no, well, I had it, but then it fell. Or something like that.
Gabrielle's like, I thought it was the henbane.
Yeah. What was it that, Oh, Xena had said your voice of God impersonation wasn't, not bad. But, yeah. She didn't do it. They're all like, well, if you didn't do it, then who did? And then they get this look. And then they look up like...
Yeah. And they look like gulp.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's it.
That brings us to the end of Altered States.
Yeah. We done.
No. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Would you like to continue?
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, not really okay.
Okay.
I was kidding.
Okay.
I was kidding. What episode's next? Is it Ties That Bind?
Ties That Bind.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Ties That Bind. Next on the Babbling Bards
That's
podcast.
when we get to meet Xena's daddy.
Maybe.
We get to meet Xena's daddy.
Maybe.
Depends on what theory you go off of.
Uh-huh. Alrighty.
Xena says, Papa, can you hear me?
I don't think she really says that.
It doesn't, but Yentl did. It worked.
Who?
Yentl.
Who?
Classic Barbara Streisand movie. Look it up. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So,
anyways.
Join us for the Ties That Bind next.
Next. Yes. Next.
Next.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You guys keep listening. Not like on this podcast. Well, keep listening till we tell you bye. But keep listening to the podcast. We're going to have a special event coming up.
Yeah, next month. So, send us questions, because we're going to do that. Answer questions, right?
Yay! Questions.
Yeah. That's not like the special thing. It's like part of it.
No, but we are going to do, in 4 more episodes, maybe? 4 more?
Recap.
5 more? We're going to do a Season 1 recap, just over Season 1.
Yeah.
We're going to be fielding questions. So any questions you guys have about the series, about Season 1, about us personally in regards to Xena, or anything like that, shoot the questions our way, email them, Facebook us, tweet us, Instagram us, Tumble us,
Yeah, whichever. Just, if you got a question,
go to
shoot it our way.
thebabblingbards.com and hit the contact us button. We'll get it.
Yeah.
But, shoot some questions, because you guys won't be sorry.
No. And then we'll answer all questions when we do
the recap.
When we do that one. Yeah.
So you guys have like till let's see. Let me pull out my handy dandy notebook.
Till October what? Wasn't it the 13th?
I think it was.
Wasn't it Friday the 13th?
I think it was the Friday the 13th. I'm pretty sure.
I believe it was.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. You guys have, because we usually try and launch, we're going to launch the video on the 13th. So you guys have until the 12th, about noon, to make sure we have all your questions in.
Got it?
Get it? Got it?
Good.
Good.
Get on it.
Okay. So, you guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Leave a comment, like us, subscribe to us.
All that fun stuff.
Follow us on all platforms. Remember, we don't own Xena or Gabrielle, we just like playing with them. I could have said that 50 other ways.
Do you really?
Okay. So, you guys have a great rest of your day.
Alrighty.
Or night, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And we will chatter at you next time. Until then, happy chakrams.
Happy chakrams.
Babbling Bards out.
Goodbye.